You might be walking in fear of how do I pay my employees next week? You might be walking in fear of how do I spend time with my family and still make sure I'm maintaining the same trajectory of my growth goals as an organization. I know that I have walked in here in fear. That doesn't mean that you had a bad year or a great year last year. It might be both. You might be walking in fear trying to reach the next level of your goals, of what commitment that's actually going to take from you. You might be walking in fear of the fact that you have everything on the line in this new venture of yours. You might be walking in fear of how do I pay my employees next week? You might be walking in fear of, how do I spend time with my family and still make sure I'm maintaining the same trajectory of my growth goals as an organization. Just remember in those moments that fear, it actually, you can break it down, it's false evidence appearing real. I hope that fear isn't, if you're immobilized by fear, what the tendency is you start self-abusing, right? You start sabotaging yourself, sabotaging your success, sabotaging relationships, sabotaging your health. And so when you get down and you might be asking yourself, okay, so how do I overcome that? Well, what's gonna take place, and hopefully and this is what I'm wanting you to lock in on today, is there's going to be a point in that process of where you have to ask yourself, am I going to step up at this moment or am I going to give up? And that has to come from you. And then at that moment, when you realize I'm stepping up to this, I'm going to press into the growth, I'm going to press into the tension, I'm going to press into the uncomfortable so I can grow to the next level, what happens is you allow your dreams, you allow the hopes that you've had internally, you allow your gifts to truly pull you to the next level. And it allows you to walk through that fire, walk through that fear, and to start mobilizing instead of just sitting there in a paralysis.